In this video, I'm going to be working on two projects, and you're going to assess and tell me every time I do something wrong and what I need to do to fix it. So first things first, I'm going to get on GarageBand. And it looks like there's some stuff on here, so let's just delete it. Oops, that's right. So obviously, if I had taken a little bit more time, I would have seen Ariana G is not me. So I should not be going in and messing with her project. So let's put everything back. We're going to X out, save it, because this is Ariana's hard work. And there we go. So now I want to be on empty project and the keyboard. And let's get rid of this. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff on the side and have a nice clean area to work. So I'm going to go to my first one. I'm looking for ghostly steel drum. So I'm going to head over to loops. I'm going to type in ghostly. Okay, and there we go. Oops. Yes, so this obviously says ghostly beat. I need to be very careful with choosing the right loop. So not only do I want to delete it here, I also want to delete this entire track. Now I'm going to add ghostly steel drum, and it looks like it's bars 1 through 8 and 13 through 16. So I'll bring it over to 1 and take it all the way to 16. Oops. Yeah, I don't want to actually extend it all the way to 16. It should be two separate loops. So I have this one going 1 through 8, which means it's going to stop at 9 because I actually want sound on bar 8. And I also want it 13 through 16. So of course for this one, I'm going to have to actually enclose it. Okay, next. Now I get to choose my own bass line. So let's go to the instruments. And I think I'm going to start with piano. So how about, sure. Oops. Yeah, if I listen more closely, this is too high to be a bass line, so this isn't going to work. So maybe instead of doing the piano, I should look at the electric bass. Let's try that. Oops. So let's try this. Now the key here is to make sure that everything fits well together. So my bass line does come in from 5 to 8. Before I even add a second one, let's just check to see if it sounds good. Works for me. So 5 to 8 and 11 through 16. Okay. Oops. Yes, I clearly wasn't paying attention and I just extended it as far as I felt like it. It needs to end on 16. So meaning there's sound all the way through bar 16 and it stops at 17. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to choose 3 loops from the percussion section. So X out of here, I go to percussion, and now I'm going to add 3. So let's do a shaker. Oops. Yeah, this is clearly on the wrong track. my percussion should start on track 4 and I've put it on 1, 2, track 3. So let's delete that and put it in track 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my percussion is 5 through 16, so that's perfect. If I extend it, it's going to end the same time as all the rest of them. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's add a conga. Oops. Yeah, once again, I've done the same thing. I've just taken what should have been on track 5 and I placed it on track 4. And the problem is I'm not going to hear the shaker and the conga at the same time. I'm going to hear the conga and then the shaker. So although it doesn't look like there's enough room, when I place it underneath, it makes room for me. So you can see. So I just need to move that there and bring it down. And then finally, let's just do some pop percussion. Perfect. So once again, this is going to be all the way at the bottom. And again, it looks tight, but once you put it in there, it all fits. Okay, let's see. Track 2, ghostly steel drum. Track 2, ghostly steel drum. Track 3, bass line. 3 is my bass line that I chose myself. Track 4, 5, and 6 is all percussion. Now it's just a matter of seeing what it sounds like. There's just one more problem. Yeah, when this part came in with the bass and the percussion, it's a little too hard to hear. So let's see if I can amp that up just a little bit and see how that sounds. There we go. That's a nice balance. Perfect. Now we're on to the second project, and this one says World Project, and you're going to find in this one, I'm going to ask you a lot more questions about whether or not you're hearing a riff, a bass line, or a beat. So first things first, I go to keyboard, and oops. Yeah, the issue is I shouldn't have hit keyboard first. I need to X out of this. Empty project should always be the first thing you click, then the keyboard, and then finally X out. Same thing, I'll get rid of my library and I'll get rid of everything down there. So when I go to my loops, I'm not actually going to search world. What I want to do is I want to look in the genre section and click in the menu world. So there's a lot of instruments in here that we didn't discuss from our Google Classroom. So I'm going to have to be doing a little bit of listening. So for example, the rabab. The sonshi. How about the yukin? the congas. Some of the stuff in here, we know what a bass is. There's some more congas. Ah, the oud. Notice the name of the instrument is usually the last word in the title. The first two words usually tell you where the instrument is from. Or the first two words could also be used as a descriptive sound to it. So maybe it's calm, maybe it's a dance beat, just descriptive words such as that. How about the Egyptian darbuka? The sarad. The sitar. The tabla. The Persian market tar. Remix shaker. The tambourine. And the Turkish kalmrik. It's hard to see, but there's also one called the Turkish spice saz. Okay, so let's see what I need to start with first, now that I have an idea of what the different instruments sound like. So I'm going to start with my beats layer. So I need to choose something specifically with drums. And it's going to be 1 through 4, 6 through 10, and 12 through 16. So going up, I really liked the Indian Raja tabla. So now it's a matter of which one. Okay, I'm going to go with 001, and it's going to, I know, be track 2, but the question is, what bars? So 1 through 4, 7 through 10, and 13 through 16. Okay, so 1 through 4, and same one, 7 through 10, and then looks like 13 through 16. Oops. Yeah, this one was actually a double mistake. First off, I chose the wrong loop. I was doing Indian Raja Tabla 01, and on this one it even says Indian Raja Tabla and it says 04. Also, if you notice, if you look at where the white line is, it's not actually on bar 13. I put it about 1 beat off. So I'm just going to delete the whole thing, and I need to be extra careful and make sure I put this right there, track 2, 13 through 16. Next is my bass line. So for this one, I've decided to use the Eastern Gold Oud. So it looks like some of them are a little too high. I like 01 because it's nice and low. Okay, so let me put oud on. Oops. Yeah, clearly I'm not at bar 1 yet. It says right here that it's 13. So I shouldn't have just been putting random ones there. I need to make sure I check. It should be 3 through 10 and 13 through 16. So all I have to do is just click and drag 3 through 10 and 13 through 16. Okay, my final is my riff, and it's going to be 5 through 16. So for this one, I've decided I'm going to try the air hoop. So let's see what that sounds like. And just one more check, 5 through 16. So 5 and all the way through to 16. Notice with this project, I have a lot of different sounds happening. So I have my beats and my bass. I have bass and my riff. I have all three, beats, bass, riff. Then it's just going to be my riff. And then it's going to end with beats, bass, and riff. So let's see what this sounds like.